Today, I've brought you a survival drama movie called The Wall. So, after 2005, when George W. Bush declared war in Iraq in the name of establishing peace, a terrifying sniper emerged from among the Iraqis whose aim never missed. He single-handedly killed 37 American soldiers. Despite all the searching and the use of advanced technology, no one was ever able to find him. People in America and other countries called him Juba, meaning the god of death. If he ever set his sights on someone, there was no chance of survival. In his own country, Juba was known as the Baghdad Sniper. Many of us might not know this name, but in Muslim countries, there have been comic books, TV series, and even books written about Juba. To Muslims, he is a hero, but to Americans, he is a living terror. Today's movie is about Juba's last mission. So without further ado, let's get started. 2007, when the Iraq War was almost over, President George W. Bush had declared victory. After that, Iraq's entire infrastructure was being rebuilt. But even then, there remained a large population of rebels in various parts of Iraq. The rebels continued to kill American soldiers through covert attacks anywhere they could. Among these secret attacks, the most frequent were carried out by rebel snipers. And to take out these snipers, the Americans also had specialist snipers, among whom were Sergeant Matthews and his friend and partner Sergeant Isaac. The two of them had been lying in wait with their rifles aimed in a desert area of Iraq for the past 20 hours, waiting for any rebel attack. But after 20 hours with no attack and not even a single person in sight in the desert, Sergeant Matthews became frustrated, put down his sniper rifle, and decided to go to the other side of the wall to see if there really was a rebel sniper there. Isaac was covering Matthews from behind. Still, before Matthews left, Isaac told him, "Be very careful, okay? Because we're up against Juba, the best sniper in Baghdad." At that time in Iraq, Juba was a name that struck terror into the hearts of American soldiers. But after not seeing any response for the past 20 hours, Matthews felt somewhat reassured and started moving forward. After going a little distance, the dust made Isaac's binoculars foggy and he couldn't keep a proper eye on Matthews. The two of them were only communicating via radio. When Matthews got there, he saw many dead American soldiers lying around, all shot precisely in the head. Seeing such flawless marksmanship, Matthews was amazed himself. But within moments, suddenly a bullet struck Matthews in the abdomen. Matthews screamed and called out to Isaac for help. But before Isaac could react, another bullet hit Matthews. It was as if the perfect marksman was luring in another new target. Isaac, doing his best to cover himself, ran to save Matthews. He knew that if he went to Matthews, he would be attacked too. So he zigzagged and ran in different ways. But even then, bullets kept hitting Isaac's bag and whizzing past him with deadly accuracy. In an instant, two bullets struck Isaac's leg, one after the other. That was it. Everything went quiet. Matthews and Isaac both fell in the desert. Somehow, Isaac managed to crawl to the other side of a wall and save himself a little. Isaac's leg was in terrible shape. On the other hand, Matthews was bleeding profusely. Matthews kept telling Isaac to call for help on the radio because the radio Matthews had was destroyed by a bullet. Meanwhile, Isaac tried to tie up his leg to stop the bleeding. When he took out his own radio to call for help, he realized that the sniper Juba had already destroyed the radio in his bag first. Both of them were trapped in a deadly snare. There was no one to call for help and no way to escape. As a last resort, Matthews wanted to launch a counterattack on the Iraqi sniper, but neither of them knew the sniper's location. From a distance, Isaac kept warning Matthews not to touch his rifle because the moment he did, the sniper would kill him. Isaac told Matthews to wait a bit and try to move the stones of the wall to look for the sniper with his binoculars. But the stones fell on Isaac's hand, crushing it. Still, to survive, he kept watch with his binoculars, scanning the surroundings. But there was no way out. No one could be seen anywhere. Then suddenly, Matthews started calling out to Isaac for help. But Isaac told him, "It's not possible to go there anymore. You wait, let me see what I can do." Meanwhile, with the bullet lodged in his leg, Isaac was bleeding profusely. Despite the intense pain, Isaac stabbed a knife into the flesh of his leg and pulled the bullet out. He then tightly bandaged the wound to stop the bleeding. After that, when he tried to contact Matthews again, calling out to him trying to talk, Matthews was completely silent. He wasn't responding at all. In fact, due to severe blood loss, Matthews had died by then. On the other hand, because of the blood loss from his own leg, everything started to blur before Isaac's eyes. The blurriness grew until everything blacked out. Much later, Isaac heard a few people trying to contact him one last time through the microphone near his ear, as if they were trying to help him. Hearing their voices, Isaac regained consciousness. Immediately, he put the earpiece back in and started asking them for help. The people on the other end introduced themselves as members of an American medical camp. Isaac told them to send help quickly. He sent them his name, rank, address, everything. He told them that another companion named Matthews might still be alive, though severely injured and possibly unconscious. He said they urgently needed help here. The medical team on the other end told Isaac to fire a flare gun into the sky from his location to signal where he was. Isaac replied that he didn't have a flare gun. The medical team then said, "Then stand where you are and fire a blank shot into the sky. We need your exact location. Only then can we help you." But Isaac was torn. If he fired a blank shot into the sky, it would also signal his location to the sniper, and it was possible that the sniper's bullet would reach him before help could arrive. Still, with no other way to survive, just as Isaac was about to fire the blank shot, he noticed a slight mistake in the English pronunciation of the person on the other end. Instantly, he realized that this person wasn't American, but Iraqi, so Isaac didn't fire. But then the Iraqi said, "What are you thinking? If you don't fire, do you think you can keep your position hidden? I know very well that you're on the other side of the stone wall. In fact, I even killed one of your own teammates, Dean, before you all. The binoculars you have in your hand also belong to the dead Dean." Even the fact that Isaac placed those binoculars in the stone wall was seen by that sniper. He tells Isaac, "There's no point in leaving the binoculars in the wall. You'll never be able to see me." Now that sniper starts chatting with Isaac. He asks him, "Who do you have in your family? And how are all your friends in the military? And if I shoot Matthews in the head and ruin his face, will his family be very upset?" Hearing all this, Isaac says, "I can't talk to you about anything related to family." Then from the other side, the sniper says again, "In that case, I just shot Matthews in the head. He's still perfectly in my sights." Isaac somehow manages to calm the sniper down, and then he continues with his own story. In between the story, Isaac keeps calculating in various ways, trying to figure out the possible location of the sniper by analyzing the speed of the bullets. But no matter what, he can't come to any conclusion. By this time, Isaac is extremely thirsty. When he takes out his water bottle from his bag, he sees that a bullet has hit it and the bottle has burst. Hearing this, the sniper says, "I deliberately shot your water bottle so that you would slowly die at your position from dehydration." Isaac says, "Don't lie. No one's aim can be that precise. You shot at me to kill me." Then the sniper says, "Not at all. I shot once at your bottle, once at the antenna of the radio on your back, and twice at your legs. I shot you straight below the knee and at the knee joint, so all the blood vessels have been severed. No matter how hard you try, you won't be able to stop the bleeding. I hope you'll be dead by nightfall. Until then, keep talking to me." Hearing about such precise marksmanship from the sniper, Isaac is astonished. Now the sniper tells Isaac, "Do you know, behind the wall of rocks you're hiding behind, there used to be a school? Your people destroyed everything. You and I are actually the same. We kill each other to prove our strength." Isaac says, "Not at all. I'm not a terrorist like you." The sniper says, "We never tried to invade your country. We never killed American civilians in the name of a peace mission. We never went to your country to destroy anything or cause any harm. Not a single citizen died because of us. But you did all this in our country. So who is the real terrorist? Is it you or is it me?" From his words and his marksmanship, Isaac realizes that this sniper might be Juba. Isaac says to him, "So you're Juba, aren't you? The one who killed 35 American soldiers. They call you the angel of death. No one ever sees you. How did you learn to shoot so well? Will you teach me a little?" The sniper replies, "Who said I'm Juba? Juba is just a name. I'm just an ordinary citizen of Afghanistan. But before the war, I was a teacher. I can teach you quite well. Teaching is a habit of mine. But while saying all this, Isaac puts a helmet and his jacket on the end of his gun to bait Juba, hoping Juba will shoot at the helmet and Isaac can figure out Juba's location. But seeing Isaac's childish tricks, Juba just laughs from afar. Since he can't figure out Juba's location, Isaac, risking his life, runs to one of his own fellow soldiers lying dead in front of him to get the radio and water. Even though Isaac is completely in Juba's sights, Juba doesn't shoot him. But when Isaac is returning with the water bag, Juba deliberately fires a few missed shots and says to Isaac, "Why do you make such mistakes, Isaac? I could have shot you if I wanted to." Anyway, because of this gunfire, Isaac's scope was also completely destroyed. But in the midst of all this conversation, a dust storm starts up around them. That's when Isaac notices that Matthews, who was lying as if dead in front of him, is moving slightly. And from the way the shots were fired this time, Isaac could somewhat guess that Juba was probably hiding in the pile of trash behind him. Anyway, now because of the dust storm, everything in front of Juba becomes blurry. Taking advantage of this, Matthew slowly starts moving toward his own gun, determined to launch a counterattack before he dies, no matter what. Isaac keeps encouraging him, but by the time Matthews reaches his gun, the dust storm has already subsided. Now even the slightest movement could mean his death. And in the midst of this, while warning Matthews to be careful, Isaac forgets to mute the microphone he has. As soon as Juba hears Isaac's warning, he realizes that Isaac is helping someone. As soon as Isaac realizes his mistake, he tells Matthews not to move at all, and he shouts to Juba, "I'm asking God to help us." To distract Juba, he starts firing randomly from behind the wall and shouts insults at him. Taking this opportunity, Matthews also fires 2 shots with his sniper at the pile of trash. But unfortunately, not a single bullet hits Juba. A little while later, Juba shoots Matthews straight in the shoulder. Isaac screams and begs Juba to spare Matthews' life. Matthews desperately tries to make it to the other side of the wall to save himself. But at the very last moment, Juba shoots Matthews straight in the head. Watching Matthews die right before his eyes, Isaac is completely shattered. He folds his hands and begs Juba, saying, "I want to go home. Please don't kill me, brother." Hearing this, Juba says, "Alright, I want you guys to leave. The war ended a long time ago. So what are you still doing here? Go home. I won't shoot you." But Isaac doesn't believe him at all. And just then, Isaac's broken radio starts to make noise. Isaac could hear everything being said on the radio, but he couldn't say anything himself because the radio's microphone was broken. Isaac hears Juba calling Isaac's support team, pretending to be Isaac and saying, "Both Matthews and I are fine, but we're in bad shape because of the intense heat, and there's also a sniper here. We want to leave for today. Come pick us up." And after saying all this, Juba even gives them their location. Isaac keeps shouting, "Don't do this," but who listens to whom? By then, the American rescue team had already received information about Isaac and Matthew's location. They were now coming with several helicopters to bring Isaac and Matthews back. Seeing the helicopters approaching, Isaac regains some courage. He somehow pulls Matthew's gun towards himself and, in a fit of anger, knocks down that wall. Then he fires several shots toward Juba, who was hiding in the pile of debris. Shots are fired back at Isaac from Juba's side as well, but not a single bullet hits Isaac. And then suddenly the firing stops completely. Isaac assumes that Juba must be dead, so he stands tall and starts calling for help from the helicopters. The helicopters land around Isaac and begin rescuing all the wounded and dead soldiers from there. But just a little while after the helicopters take off, they come under heavy random gunfire again. Instantly, Isaac realizes that this was actually Juba's plan all along. Juba had used the radio to lure them in and was trying to wipe out their entire team. But they had no idea about Juba's actual location. So in a matter of moments, the entire helicopter is destroyed by the hail of bullets. Several more American soldiers die there, including Isaac. And with that, today's story comes to an end. It was a breathtaking drama film. I don't know how you felt listening to the story, but while watching, there were many more conversations among the characters which, if you heard, would give you some idea of just how terrifying wartime situations can be. Anyway, that's it for today. Let me know in the comments how you liked the story.